Kev, playing off of what you mentioned before with the, it would be historic if there was a ban on non-compete agreements with American corporations. Federal Trade Commission is proposing this because it would get in the way of employment, of people being able to continue to have jobs in their field. This came up because I saw that Von Wagner, real name, what's his first name? I know his last name, but his first name.
He's Bloom's kid, right?
Bloom, yeah. What's his first name? I want to give him the respect of calling him by his shoot name here.
I remember I was at
Mr. Bloom, we'll just call him.
I was at Anderson's wrestling school, Kenny, and Bloom was just breaking in. He's a big old fucker. He had just gotten cut by who did he get cut by? Maybe Dallas, or he got cut by a pro team.
Mm-hmm.
And he was an athlete, and I think it was one of the first times he got in the ring was the night I was there, and I knew he'd make it. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they, I read some things where they said that they had used them on the main roster, and when they decided to make cuts, that if they'd already been on the main roster but hadn't stuck on the main roster, then they were going to,
right,
get rid of them.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. And so here it's a 90-day non-compete.
Which is, you're 1090, so you paint houses for a living, and then the guy tells you, hey, I don't want you finishing my house, get off my property. He's got a shotgun. Pack your shit up, you go. Oh, by the way, I don't want you painting anybody else's house for 90 days. You got it.
Yeah, I don't think it would stand up.
You're not in it. Yeah, I don't think it would. But then again, how many of these guys got cash to get a lawyer?
To fight it, right.
Then what do? Grab the ACLU? I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been challenged in the past in wrestling, and when I asked Raven about it, I think Raven was one of the class action suits that tried to fight the 1099 versus W2. And I think in his specific case, the statute of limitations on the date that he was let go had passed. But I don't know how they've been able to avoid it. So like Wesley just said, if the contract expires, you can work the next day because they will have just had you off TV for 90 days forcibly, but paying you. Thank you, Wesley, for that.
Our contracts.
Go back to whacking off to the Osprey match.
Before you left, before your deal was up, you had to give them a 90-day notice in writing that you weren't going to let your deal just turn over. So...
And that's why Pac couldn't join you, right? When you guys left,
his turned.
Yeah.
And me and Scott both sent, but I sent a letter to Vince saying that, this in no way is saying that I'm going anywhere, because it wasn't. I was just trying to, use this as negotiating. Let's negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no negotiating.
Well, he couldn't match the offer was the deal, right? The company was in.
No. It's just for these guys are sitting home, but they're not doing 90-day like jobs for 90 days like we would have had to have done.
That's right. That's why they wanted the 90 days from you, so that they could
job us out,
get somebody over, right?
Make us worthless.
Right.
Getting paid.
And